Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Hello, 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 hello. Yo, there we go. Yep, if you can hear that.
Foolishness happening already.
Yo, man, it's back to be in the building. You know the building. More music, more radio. Our goal is to motivate, move the masses with music. None other than yours on the ones and twos. Mr. DJ Legend, my big brother's in the building. I am DJ TRKKY, Mr. Bomb Radio, and we're back in the house, man. Look, vacation was nice. Holidays was good, but, we got to get back to the business and, got to give you what you want. The raw, the practical, the conversation. You know it, I know it. It's called the Full 180. This is when we take you in the 180 of prospect conversations, real and raw, to give you ideas of what the man is thinking, woman is thinking. We brought them together, and we're just going to put them out there. We're not calling it biology. We're just giving you our perspective. Hope the holidays was good. We had a good time. So we was in here having a good time earlier on the cast, just giggling and laughing. And so I'm not going to hold back. We missed y'all. So we want to get to it, man, to see y'all. And we want y'all to make sure y'all tune in. Make sure you share the video. Please log on to the YouTube page to be a subscriber. We're creeping up. And I totally appreciate all y'all that take time to watch us, to be tuned in, whether you're on the Facebook page, whether you're on Twitch, you're on the Instagram, whatever the case may be. We just totally appreciate you. Now, we may be having a little audio issue, so if you're not able to hear the sound of what everybody's saying, let me know. I'll make sure to check the chat. We want you to be a part of it, of our show. This is nothing without you. And like I say, I'm nothing without the cast. Speaking of the cast, aka my family's in the building. Now I do double duty, so look. And there they go. I know y'all been missing them, so here they go. Man, look. So, from my right to my left, of course, please keep our girl in your prayers, L Boogie. She's at home. She came down with a little sickness, so we're going to keep her in prayer and make sure she's good. I know she listening. So, L Boogie, a.k.a. Elite Treats, a.k.a. we need you when you get through being sick, cook a whole meal. Call me. All right. So, with that being said, to my right is none other than your girl, my girl, Miss Dr. B. Next to her is none other than KC Estelle, a.k.a. we call her the angelic one. Ain't that right, Auntie? Yup. And y'all know her favorite phrase. Please repeat after me. Govern yourselves
Accordingly.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
And sit straight.
Watch your mouth, DJ Legends. Watch your mouth.
And we are so happy to announce the addition to the Full 180, none other than our brother, Mr. Wayland, a.k.a. Pretty Reggie. That's
what they call him.
Pretty Reggie.
That's
What's up, baby?
With a checklist.
With a checklist.
Pretty Reggie, what they
So
call
how
him.
was your holidays? What went on? I want to get into your business. Let the people know about your business. How was the holidays? What y'all get into?
It was amazing. I was back in Kansas City, so I got to see my children, my fam, so our friends. I was excited.
Okay. Dr. B?
Oh man, I enjoyed my break. My kids are in LA. I miss them though, but I was able to breathe a little bit, move around, get some sleep. The husband let me have a vacation for a week.
What?
Yeah, school was closed. No PhD time for me.
Oh, well, it is. In the words of KC, it is side piece week.
Indeed it is.
All my side pieces.
Enjoy yourselves.
Christmas.
Enjoy
Christmas
yourselves.
out there.
But don't forget, this January 1st is coming, so you got to go back on January 2nd.
Pretty Rich, they know about your holidays, brother.
Man, it was blessed, man. Blessed and highly favored, man. I really appreciate, all the things that I've been through and actually received. So, I was able to give more and got blessed with more. So, I mean, it's all good.
Man, it's a beautiful thing when you can do that, man. I would say it's better to give than to receive, but when you can give it back, man, it's beautiful, beautiful. Well, look, always catch my man, the Mike Music Show, 6 to 8, right here, Monday through Friday. Mondays and Fridays, he's with my girl K-Flow, holding it down. My brother's in the building, Mr. DJ Legend. Tell him how the holidays was, fam.
Oh man, it was good. Spent time with the kids, came over and everything. Hung out with the family, of course. Hung out with you a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know how we do.
Blessed for the year. Start new things. So hey, let's get it.
So, in the words of my brother, you heard he said, let's get it. So we're going to get right into it. So if you didn't hear it when we started, I played Boys to Men. It's so hard to say goodbye. In reference of us saying goodbye to 2020. You know, it's a lot of highs, a lot of lows. You found out who you could deal with, who you can't deal with in 2020, I believe. I believe you found out some interesting thing about some people that are real close to you. And that word loyalty. I'm gonna let that marinate. But what I want to talk about, it's so hard to say goodbye. Okay? So the question that I have about that is, or to go along with the topic, let's talk about why it's so hard to say goodbye. Meaning, this brother or female ain't did nothing in 365 days. He ain't changed. You done went to counseling. You done went to marriage counseling. You done went to granddaddy and grandmama counseling. You done seen your homegirl. He done been with his homeboys. You done put on your dress. Yeah. But y'all still can't seem to make it work. So, I asked the question, why you still there? Why so hard for you to say goodbye?
I mean, it could be emotional reasons. It could be the heart is still attached. You know, it's just almost like a battered woman. She keeps going back because she feels like that's what she deserves or either she loves them. But sometimes it is hard to say goodbye when, again, the heart is there, when the emotions are there. You tend to take a little. I can speak for some women. I think we stay a little bit longer when we're emotionally attached, when our hearts are in it. But when that heart is gone, not attached anymore. Yeah, is that good prophet R. Kelly site when a woman said up?
We should have played that. Now you're fed up. But that's my thing. If you fed up with it and you started trying, then why are you still there?
Man,
Won't you just, it's 2020. We're going to 2021. I went to the new year with some new baggage.
I think it's just comfortable. People just want to. Nobody really wants to start over. You've been with this person for so long. You got comfortable. He might have finances. He might got lay down the good pipe. I mean, there's so many reasons why people don't leave.
Glad you said it. Glad you brought that up. Great segue. The good pipe. So you have me to believe this dude, you done caught him cheating 3 times this year. And you mean because he got the good pipe, you gonna stay around?
Not me, but some women do.
I have stayed around. I'm not gonna lie.
Woo. Well, let's talk about that then.
Well, part of it was that my kids were young and I was looking.
No. You said good pipe. Don't put it on the
I'm just saying.
What made this pipe? What made this plumber so outstanding?
I mean, I guess he just had plenty of practice. I don't know. Maybe it was just I was missing something. I had been single for so long, and there's only so much I can do solo.
So much no romance in it, just.
Yeah, it was.
In
But
the
I
words
like
of
the
Hammer,
fool.
turn this mother out. We're gonna turn this mother out.
So Rich, let's flip it. Why is it me and can't leave? Why we just can't say? Why it's so hard to say goodbye, bro?
Well, 2 things brought to my mind when you said that. I looked at the 2 C's: comfort and convenience.
Okay, let's get into it.
Comfort and convenience. You can get too comfortable in the situation where you don't want to get uncomfortable in another situation, which draws to the convenience part of it. It's like, well, this is convenience. Again, like what you said, I don't feel like starting over. I don't feel like really doing all of this. And then sometimes you may get that, what they new age whap whatever on you, and it's like, hey, I just can't really leave that right now.
Macaroni in the pot.
So I mean, sometimes that cookie get warm and you just don't want to leave the kitchen, So you just kind of get attached, and sometimes it's a more of a it's a give because you may find some women that they continue to do so much for you, and you just feel like, well, I don't really want to leave that because that's what they do.
Potential.
So
She got it. She doing all that 80 over here.
Yeah, they're an asset.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know me, I do my research, so I have to, dig into it. I don't sit up here like talk. But anything, I can hear my mother answer my But anyway, so I've figured out a couple of reasons. Well, I have 7 reasons that I found out why it's so hard for us to stay. One reason is why people stay, let's call it unhealthy relationships. It's because they want to be understanding and accept the other person for who they are. But if you've been doing this for 364 days and you still don't understand, we still here? What we doing?
A lot of people stay down.
I think sometimes too, as a man, we feel like we can fix people. So because I got a lot of partners and they feel like, well, I can, especially if you're dealing with a woman with a bad attitude and she crazy and she kind of psycho,
Y'all like it.
she kind of throw, so it's like, let me see if I can fix this person because I know I'm right. Let me see if I can fix this person, but sometimes that ain't.
If she ain't crazy no more, you gonna be looking for somebody else. Y'all like that crazy. Y'all like a little bit crazy because y'all feel like that expresses love. Oh, she really digging me. She gonna act crazy behind me. A lot of men are like that.
And some of it goes back to, we talked about representatives. Sometimes you stay because you waiting on a representative to show back up when they ain't coming back no more. You got to reel them. And you wait. And then when they feel like they're losing you, that representative come back for about a month. And then they get you back. You all cutesy footsie for
And
a month.
sometimes they don't care. It's just like, I already
And
know it ain't about
indeed.
anything. But, I'm going to stay anyway. And some people do their own little thing. They cheating on each other. It's a lot of that going on, like, for real.
So do you think about, so go with your word fixing. I'm going to change and say change. When do you think that you can change this person? Like in the middle of the relationship, in the beginning?
From the beginning.
From the beginning, you think
I
you
think
can
it's in the
change this
beginning.
person? Why?
Because I think women do it all the time. Let's say you find a man and you don't like his style. We know how to be clever. Men do too. I'm sorry?
Clever or manipulative?
Could be both.
Oh.
I say clever because it sounds better.
Loving yourselves.
Unfortunately, don't want to hear the word manipulative. No, that's not what I use. But in other words,
Gregory.
Okay, I
disclaimer.
word. Okay, so you don't want to use manipulative. Okay, let's say, so you're persuasive.
I said clever.
Preach, sisters.
And some people screw up that when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So every woman thinks they're the good thing that they're gonna be for that man to change him and make him whatever they want him to be.
Sure.
Okay. So another one I found out why it's so hard for us to leave. Because you have self-esteem issues.
Oh,
Your
indeed.
self-esteem has been damaged.
Absolutely.
Don't nobody
Okay,
ever
so
want you.
if we not on the same page, we just cannot. If our personalities don't click, okay, and we tried this, how is your self-esteem? How did your self-esteem get messed up in this?
It was, in my opinion, it was messed up before. Like some people that struggle with self-esteem issues and insecurities, that come from childhood. So it just increases. So, and I'll tell anybody, can't nobody fix you but you. So can't nobody make you feel like a woman or make you happy and all of that. That's something that starts within.
Another additive to that could be past relationships too. Also that's like if let's say you got a child and the mother didn't treat the son right or the daughter right. And it's like they didn't show them enough love, so they don't really know how to be loved. So that builds up, like you said, those different kind of insecurities or problems where it's like I'm trying to find something that I don't even know what I'm looking for.
Indeed.
You know.
And that's what I was going back to when I was talking about the crazy part. You know, some men or women grow up in a certain environment, and so it's either they crave that same type of attention, or it's on the total other end of the spectrum where they're really trying to avoid it. So they are like a totally different type of person.
So either are signs to see if someone has a low self-esteem, or because some people seem to be, you know, that will, like I just said, seem to be very confident, but really you know,
That's a cover up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you know.
You know right off the bat they got low self-esteem.
Probably not right off the bat, but you start seeing signs.
Signs like
They're clingy, they need your full attention, they need words of affirmation, consistently validation. So you can say X, Y, and Z because this will be this way. It's a lot of reasons. And people handle it differently, both males and females. So what he would do, you may not do. What I would do, Bree may not do. It's an individual thing.
So let me throw this in the pot with that. So this statement that they make when I research this, it says because nobody else may not want me. Why? How do you feel like nobody else wouldn't want you?
Because you don't love and like yourself. So if you don't love and like yourself, of course you don't think nobody else will.
So I mean, my thing is, if I wanted you, how are you to say nobody else won't want you? If you got my attention, you think you want nobody else's attention?
But it's internal. That is a mental thing all day long. If you do not see the value in yourself and the worth in yourself, it don't matter if the finest man or woman walk in that room and you are the finest man and woman in the room. If you don't feel that way, if it's not a value and a worth of yourself, it don't matter.
How can that cycle be broken though? You know what I'm saying? Because especially like if it's something, you know, it kind of goes back to like what we talked about a while back. It's like, hey, you know, you prayed for this, you know, you asked God, you know, and it finally sits on your lap, and I thought I was gonna be the one for you. You know, I'm trying to pull you out of that garbage can that you feel like you in, you know, and I'm trying to do the best I can do. So what can I do? Because you keep pulling yourself back, you know.
But you can't. It depends on that person. That person has to pull themselves out of that trash can.
So if that's the case, why are you dating? It's like, why are you out here?
Because they don't know it's an issue. They don't know that that's a problem. And if they do know it's a problem, they don't know how to get out of it. And they're still looking to be saved.
Or they think they are fine until here comes the relationship. And especially a different one. A different one is like, whoa, what is this? See, when they're not used to it, you tend to revert.
And
So you
sometimes,
don't want to anymore.
I was gonna say sometimes when you constantly are in situations where somebody has broken you down and told you weren't this and you weren't enough, and it's almost like you feel like somebody that comes along is actually appreciating you and sees the potential in you that is fake because of everything else that you've been hearing for so long.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
Goes back to that part about you scared a little bit. You get that right when they come around.
And then, I mean, yeah, that too. And then, okay, say if you're full of confidence, now you're too independent. For women, I'm speaking for women. You're too independent, or, you know, you're seen as, I know we talk about this all the time, I don't need a man. you that kind of woman. You know what I'm saying?
This Dr. B, aka, I don't need a man. I don't need a man.
And you know what I'm saying? So it gets misunderstood. And so it's just like, okay, do we show confidence or do we not show as much confidence? And so then if we don't show as much confidence, then we insecure. And it's like, it's just too much sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta say, you know what, I'm me. This is who I am. If they come, they come. If they don't, they don't.
I think we're labeled insecure a lot for a whole bunch of reasons, though. Like, even if we come and say anything about another woman or a dude that you see things going with, a lot of men and women don't know how to accept that from their significant other. Like, I don't know how many times I was like, be careful in my past relationship. Be careful. Oh, you insecure. You don't trust me. Okay, and then you got slapped with somebody with boobs out at the front door, and you got to come home and say, oh my God, you was right.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I knew I was. Thanks. Amen. Listen to me next time.
Oh Lord.
I should have asked him. Like,
Here she go.
you flirting with my dude?
Nah, I got Yada over here already talking about say that Tip. Well, Yada. So I want to talk. You said something. So let's segue to that. You said independent. Pretty Rich, why do we have such a problem with independent?
I think it's a problem with.
Hold on. No, don't have it. Look.
He in the hot seat.
Yeah, they turned
He in
they
the hot seat.
All right, let's try this again. Nah. Hey, brother.
Well, I mean, you can get independent, but you can be kind of too headstrong. It's almost like a football player when it's like, you can be confident and you can be cocky. You don't want to be a cocky person. You want to still be confident. Just like kind of like what you said a while back. It's like, should we be light of confidence or strong confidence? No, I need you to be strong of confidence because I need strong, woman, in my corner because I don't want to have to just continue to just. I don't mind beating you, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I've kind of poured into you, pour back. So to answer your question, I mean, as far as being an independent woman, I mean, I don't really have a true issue with it, but at the same time, I don't want you to try to be the boss of my life.
See, I know what I'm saying, and some people might get upset by what I might say, but this is just me. My thing is, so I've been taught two things. One, I understand submissive goes both ways, okay? But my thing is, I know I'm an alpha male, but I have to know how to control that alpha at certain times. I have to know this is not really my lane, it's hers, so let her handle it. Now, I will stand there, but then when it gets to be too much, then I'm going to, hey, let's talk about it later. Let's part ways, so I won't go to jail tonight, and we're going to go home, but we can talk about this later. Now, that's the nice way of me put it. The real me put it is, it can't be two penises in one house. It just can't. It just can't. Right. And I know we had the whole show about your role and those things that exist. It's nothing about role. I believe in a democracy, not a dictatorship.
Yeah.
So that's how I treat my relationship. However, if a brother want to be your man, let him treat you like the man. Right. Because you sit around and complain the rest of the time, oh, they ain't nothing. They lazy. They want to play Nintendo all day. He don't want to go nowhere with me. Or he just a punk. Why he don't? And he in the boss up. I would if I knew it was okay to do that. Because, some of us try to stay married or stay in a relationship. And then some of us try to stay out of jail. However you want to put it. But that's my thing with the whole independent thing. I ain't got a problem with it. All the women in my life are independent. I think y'all two, with Lisa, are very independent. Lisa is very independent. I'm being funny because I know she listens.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get that later. But, I mean, I'm not one to have an issue with. Just know.
Here's the thing. If it's not okay, she ain't the right one for you. It should never be a woman should have to let a man be a man. A man needs to just be the man. And if she doesn't appreciate that and she doesn't want that, then she's not the one for you. And I'm speaking for myself. I have been in a situation where I needed to be put out the picture because it was too much for me. You know what I'm saying? And so that phrase I don't like, let me be a man. You can't, a woman can't let a man be anything. A man is going to be a man just like a woman is going to be a woman. So if it's not okay for you to be the man, then she's not for you.
But I believe alpha women do need to put their penises away sometimes. We do, because I know my aggression. I know who I am. And sometimes I'm a fixer. So I'm resolution all day long. So sometimes, and I know you don't like the phrase, let a man be a man, but because I'm a solver, whoever I'm with, I have to step back in that area. Because a man is not going to understand it. I'm trying to fix it, you trying to fix it, and what happens if we're fixing it in two totally different ways? But we're both our hands are both in the kitchen. I know I would have to be with somebody that's going to say, I got it. But me, I'm gonna be like Nunu from ATL. All right. Okay.
Oh my God.
Hey, we
Y'all
just gotta
believe in
back
church
off.
like
We just gotta back off. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, man. So look, if you just tuned in, we are talking about, it's 2020, we're going to 2021. Why is it so hard to say goodbye? Why you still there? You ready to leave. You got one foot out the door. Just go on and close the door behind you. Go into the new year with something different. Why can't you leave? So, the other thing I researched about this is, let's see. Some people stay in unhealthy relationships because they're waiting or being patient. Because, we like to relate things to the Corinthians 13. Mm-hmm. Being patient and waiting for it to be to be good again. And I don't know why KC looking at me like that. But you waiting for it to be good again. Good. It's 3 days, 4 days away from the new year. If it wasn't good doing Thanksgiving, it ain't gonna be good in the new year. So why don't you just leave?
Man, it's almost like you got a crock pot and you putting all these ingredients in. It's like, well, hold on, let me see how that tastes. Hold on, let me see how it tastes.
Mm-hmm.
How much salt and pepper do you need to put in that thing, man? You may need to remake the whole pot or just get a whole different kind of ingredients, a different kind of meal.
You're gonna have all these people. New year, new me, but you need a new man. You need a new woman,
or you need a new you.
Get yourself
something
first.
Huh?
Or get yourself
Exactly.
So what you saying, let me ask you, is do you think going into New Year, if you're saying, like you said, new me, new year, and you're wanting to, and I'm segueing that, but we ain't gonna talk about it until next month, and you're ready to love, do you think you need to position yourself in order to be ready to receive the young man or lady that you're saying we need to move on to because the one we with really ain't it?
You should be positioned.
So how do you position yourself?
Love yourself first.
Okay.
That's the numero uno. You got, again, going back to seeing your self-worth, you got to make sure that you are all the way intact. And of course, we have our struggles, we have our flaws. I'm not saying that. But you have to make sure you're good before anybody else can come in and love you and you love them back. It's a two-way street. So again, if you don't love yourself, how do you give somebody, how do I give you your love language if I don't understand mine, if I don't accept mine? How do you do it?
You gotta realize what the common denominator is. If you're consistently having the same issue every time you get into a relationship, sometimes you just have to realize, well, it's me. Mm-hmm. It's something that I need to change. Something that I need to figure out inside of me. The reason why I keep choosing this certain type of dude that I say I don't want, but yet I keep drawn to him because he put down pipe, or whatever situation may be. It's just, it's time for self-reflection. 2020 was a whole year of vision. We had a lot of things that happened in 2020. You know what I'm saying? Now we in 2021. It's time to one up.
Yeah, a lot of times we, I used to always say, we attract the same spirit but different body. That those same spirits, they come, and it's, all it is just a different capsule.
Absolutely,
Just
that's
a
what I
different
used to say. Mm-hmm. Same script, different cast. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. But going back to you asking the question, Gregory, I think a lot of people stay in relationships because they put in so much time. They think, I'm not about to let no other dude and let no other chick come reap the benefits of all this I done instilled in this person. No, because I did it years ago in a relationship. I'm like, I wish I would let another woman come and get all these prayers I done prayed and all this love I done gave. I wish she would reap these benefits. Miserable.
Let him go and say, girl, thank me.
Absolutely.
I did that.
Absolutely. But wow, I had no idea.
I need accolades.
Absolutely. Give me my flowers.
I built it.
Indeed, but we do that all the time. Come on.
So is the investment really that crucial?
Until you love yourself, if you don't love yourself, yes, because that's what you think. It's like I put all this time in. At the time, I thought it was crucial and went through some dumb stuff until I said, girl, get yourself together and get out of here. And I got up out of there. Deuced him.
Oh my God. Okay, so you do some. So okay, so it's invested. It's the investment that you make into somebody. And so could it be my thought? Could it be you scared to? Well, let me ask you this: what makes you scared to start over? I mean, you did good with this one. So you take what you got from here, and then you just, as my homeboy would say, irrational thinker. What Clint build you another bird of somebody else. I mean, if you did with this one, why can't you do it with another one?
But it's like both of them, I'm pretty rich, and Dr. B said, you comfortable. You get to a point where you just don't want to start over. I know you. I already know what's gonna come with you. Let me go on and just deal with this.
Mine was, I need you to finish helping me pay this rent until this lease was done, so that I can save my money. So when I move into my new spot, I have my damn payment on time.
Indeed.
I mean,
Don't you just love a truthful one?
Oh man, get these finances in order before I move on.
I can't wait till we have the finance.
You know.
That's great. Look, man, if you just tuned in, we're talking about how it's so hard to say goodbye. Like, gone, vamonos, I'm out. We're going to take a quick pause. We're going to get back into it. And we're going to reflect over some things that we want to say goodbye to, or some things that went on in 2020 that we need to say goodbye to, and then what we need to look forward to in 2021. So keep it locked right here on More Music, More Radio. The full 180. We here. Let's go.
know I stay super straight. Ran up in my spots and now I'm working out the Super 8. Know you hungry, come and get a super plate. I'm singing happy birthday, yeah I got the super cake. 100 carat bracelet, I use it like some super bait. Put on for my city, on for my city. I put on for my city, on for my city. Put on east side, put on south side, put on west side, put on. I put on for my city, on for my city. I put on for my city, on for my city. Put on east side, put on south side, put on west side, put on.
It's big pimpin', baby. It's big pimpin', spinning cheese. Feel me?
Mo Music Mo Radio.
You know why? Thug 'em, love 'em, leave 'em, 'cause I don't need 'em. Take 'em out the hood, keep 'em looking good, but I don't feed 'em. First time they fuss, I'm reason. Talk about what's the reasons. I'm a pimpin' every sense of the word. Better trust and believe 'em. In the cut where I keep 'em. Till I need to be the guts in this. Beep, beep, then I'm picking 'em up. Let 'em play with the truck. Many chicks want to put jigger fist and cup. Divorce 'em and split his buck. Just because you got good, I'ma break bread so you could be living up. Did I pass with nothing? Y'all be frontin'. Me give my heart to a woman, not for nothing. Never happened. I be forever macking. My cold as assassins. I got no passion. I got no patience, and I hate waiting. And it's
Y'all know me, still the same OG, but I've been low key. Hated on by most these with no cheese, no deals and no G's, no wheels and no keys, no boats, no snowmobiles and no skis. Mad at me cause I can finally afford to provide my family with groceries. Got a crib with a studio and it's all full of tracks to add to the wall full of plaques. Hanging up in the office and back of my house like trophies. Did y'all think I'ma let my dough freeze? Please, you better bow down on both knees. Who you think taught you trees? Who you think brought you the ODs? Easy E's, Ice Cubes and DOCs, the Snoop Yo Double G's, that group that said the police. Gave you a tape full of dope beats to bump when you stroll through in your hood. And when your album sales wasn't doing too good, who the doc that they told you go see? Y'all better listen up closely. All you that said that I turn pop or the firm flop, y'all the reason that Dre ain't been getting no sleep. So y'all, all of y'all, if y'all don't like me, y'all are gonna keep around with me and turn me back to the old me.
Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish. Act like they forgot about Dre. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish. Act like they forgot, like they forgot, like they forgot.
One, two. Look, I told you that we call them pretty rigid for a reason. You see that boy start pop locking? Man, look, that's when you know.
The battle is necessary. The battle is necessary.
Look.
At all times. Be ready at all times.
Your boy used to, I used to have for a box outside grandmama's house. It was a battle. Watch them all speed though. Oh man, welcome back, man. You back to the full 180.
Time to put the kids to bed. And that reason is it's time for the full 180.
Yes, sir. You know it's time for it. Appreciate Slim Thick for that. And Super Dupe Mario. Once again, man, you listen to Mo Music, Mo Radio. This is our goal, is to motivate, move the masses with music. It's how we get down. I am your shooter, DJ Tricky, the Bomb Radio. To my left, on the ones and twos, we got it working. You know what I'm saying? Technical difficulties do not happen all the time. It's because we just ain't been up in a long time. But we glad to be back at home. But of course, my brother DJ Legend is on the ones and twos, and you see the crew's in the building. If you're just not tuning in, Dr. B, of course, KC still Kansas City. Anyway, okay. Kansas City, what's up? Stand up one time. And of course, our new brother, Mr. Wayland, a.k.a. Pretty Reg is what they call me.
This right here.
I love Pretty Reggie, man. Pop like. And of course, shout out to our girl, El Boogie. She's at home, underneath the weather, along with Mr. Irrational Thinker. He's underneath the weather as well. So, look, man, you know, the show must go on. We going to make it happen. So, if you just got tuning in, we are talking about it's so hard to say goodbye to this woman, a man who ain't did nothing all year. But even Christmas was messed up because he ain't come to the house kick with family. So where was you at? Now, if you with side piece doing Christmas, we need to go back and watch our show. You got the rules messed up.
Her day's 26.
Govern yourself
Accordingly.
That's what I'm talking about. Look, so we're going to get back into it. So let's talk about some events. Since we're talking about it's hard to say goodbye. So we're talking about 2020. The first thing I want to bring up, and I'm just going to name the events, I just want your feeling about it, okay? So, I'm going to start here. Breonna Taylor.
Incredible. It was
sad.
I
don't even know how to respond to it. That one was just so bad.
and to just have no justice and
and
for her to
justice.
have been done the way she did and no repercussions about it, no consequences, no. It's almost just kind of like a slap on the hand, like, oh, you did it, yeah, but how do you tell her family? How did they recover from that? It'd be different if she was wilding out, if she wasn't.
And I think about her, you know, with all the sickness and the COVID and everything, she probably would have been, you know, working with patients and all that stuff. And it's just like, man, she's just gone.
Pretty Reggie?
It's no words, man. I mean, stories like that really shows you where we are, you know, as a society, and it's totally jacked up, you know. When you look at it as, like, let's say if that was my daughter, you know, or it's hard to put it in perspective because it's just messed up, you know. And it's like your hands are tied. What can you do about it? You know, you try to do the right thing and put it into the justice system, but they don't come back. It don't reciprocate back the right way.
Back door, Floyd.
That was crazy. A policeman putting a knee on someone's neck like that just make you just think about slavery, hanging, all the stuff we done been through. It's really tragic. That was really tragic.
Yeah, it's like animal-like treatment.
Yeah.
I mean, people out here treating dogs better than they're treating humans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's saying, your
The
put
crazy
something
thing
in
about
it.
that, you kill a dog, they're gonna put you in jail for so many
Indeed.
years. But you kill a black man, they ain't put him in jail.
Absolutely.
And I wonder what the black cops that were around, I think it was one in particular, like, how does he feel about the situation? Like, where is he now with it? You know what I mean? To see and witness that you're there, seeing this guy just putting his knee on the neck of another person. Like, how do you feel about that?
It's
Because
straight up execution.
Indeed. Because what would have happened if you had black men as a cop, a civilian at this point, in a whole nother state? That could have easily been you. Just because of the color of your skin. Like, it's so inhumane for me. It's almost, like you said, it's kind of not words. It's so disgusting. And it happens so often. It's been happening, and I'm so over it. I have a son, and my prayers are for him daily. I have a brother. I have male friends. I have male loved ones, and unfortunately, they don't care about your money. They don't care about your status. They don't care how good you look.
You know what?
They're more jealous of that than anything else.
You know what's sad is these are the stories that were caught. You know,
It
and that's the scary thing about it. These are the
Sure.
stories. These are the tragedies that were caught. You know what I'm saying? We don't really know how many countless times that this happened outside of this. You know. Thank God we got camera phones. You know.
Sure.
I mean, and technology is way different. You know, just think if we had this type of technology back in the 90s when we grew up. You know, when we probably did see about the same amount back then, but we didn't really have a way to really kind of showcase, you know, and show the type of, you know, disgrace that, you know, we are living in society in.
Sure.
So, Black Lives Matter.
Absolutely. That's all I can say about that.
Facts.
I mean, I don't know how to respond to that. Yes, we do.
But the action that you've seen or portraying on the news and the media with Black Lives Matter, what is your reaction to that now?
I honestly feel like the momentum has slowed. Like, where is the momentum? We had all the marching, we had all the protesting and all the activism, all the videos and, you know, all that. But it has slowed down. Where do we stand with that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know that people are still out doing things, but I wish the energy was still kind of there because it's still necessary.
Yeah, that's one thing that kind of irritates me sometimes. With, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna just be straight up with us. You know, is that, you know, like she said, you know, we get this great momentum and it slows down until something else happens. It's like, no, just keep going, keep the momentum going, don't stop. You know, I post on Facebook every time, you know, are we still supporting each other? Are we still supporting black businesses? Are we still supporting, you know, because don't just stop just because another incident hasn't happened.
And I mean, normally that way once the verdict come in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like once you feel like justice been served and not been served,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, we pissed. Let's
Right.
watch 2-3 more days.
Right.
But then we're going to go back to regular life.
The one thing I do appreciate is that it finally hit like a worldwide spectrum.
Sure.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and then with the new the election and the new people in office, more diverse faces, more people. My beef has always been people are constantly complaining, but what are you doing to be in those positions of power? You know, part of me getting educated is so that I can be in a position to educate other people in different cultures. You know what I mean? I can't sit back and say, oh, hey, black people need to go get therapy. And then me personally, I want to be part of that therapy team to be able to, you know, minister and to, you know, help my people and other people. You know, I'm not just saying, oh, only black people, but everybody, especially children.
We are all responsible for our own zones and our own
Sure.
territories. You know, my sister always, when this was really hit, she said, this is an in-house issue. You know, we got to start with ourselves. We got to start with our own community. You know, we got to start with these midterm elections. You know, being better educated on who to put in office and who to get out of office, because we got some people in office that don't need to be in there.
Absolutely.
You know, so I mean, this definitely is something that, you know, needs to be addressed. You know, in the Dallas area, and then it grows. If everybody takes care of their city, you know, we can reach on the national level.
Yeah, today I seen they was showing the new installation of the Dallas police chief. They had a whole press conference about that. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. It is an in-house issue. I'll even go further and say it's an internal issue. You have to you need to pick what side of the fence you're gonna be on, and then just stay in your lane.
And people have, like you should do research, because just because they have a face that looks like ours don't mean that they're for us.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Indeed.
So with that being said, I asked this question. So, you know, like you said, are we still supporting our black people? Are we still supporting our community? And I think we are. As long as you're not twerking, you support. But yeah,
if you start making money and put that money back into the community, I mean, I'm just
because I don't need your money. I'm sorry.
Shots
Anyway,
fired.
I'm a comedian all the time. But with that being said, I pose this question. What is it? And shout out to my boy Antoine White, because he put it out there and it was a good question. Why is it, with all the talents we have, we just can't work together? Now I'm gonna give you my answer, and I want you to give your answer. My answer to him was because too many of us want to be famous, but don't want to do any work.
Sure.
What you don't understand is the dude that's behind the scenes make more money than the person that's in front of the camera.
Absolutely.
But you too busy worried about being famous. You want to walk on the red carpet. I ain't got to be in the red carpet. I just need, every time I blink, I need $3,000 to be
You
in my
understand?
account. Thank you. Govern yourselves.
Accordingly. If I wrote Mary Had a Little Lamb, every time you say it, I want my money.
Ching, ching.
Mary had a, gonna give me that 2,000 every single time. But a lot of people jealous.
And I understand why we're in such competition. We are very powerful, dynamic people. Even, I mean, we have influence just by the way we look. I mean, I don't understand why we have to work so hard to be in the competition with each other. I mean, think about where we come from. We come from slavery to where we are now. We have black businesses, something that was unheard of in 30s, 40s. You know what I'm saying? And so, why are we in such competition with each other? I was just having a discussion with my cousin. She has a store, and she was just saying, like, we can all eat. We don't. Why does it have to be a big secret of how we get inventory or we get our products or whatever? We can all get together and talk about how we can do all this together, and we can all eat.
And because everybody has an audience. If we have the same store, I have an audience and you have an audience. You making money, I'm making money. I think a lot of people see limelight as well. Like, I was just having this conversation with someone, and I hope I'm not being stereotypical, but you have pastors, you have musicians that as long as they're in the limelight, as long as they're in the limelight, men and women flock to those kind of people. Because it's limelight, but they don't know the male and the female that don't pick up socks and don't get her panties off the shower. They don't see them people. They only see up front. And then they want to mimic that very person. But if that ain't your lane, that's not your lane. You may just supposed to be in the kitchen scooping up the green beans and putting on the plate. Be the best green bean scooper you can be.
You know what I'm talking about? And let's
That's
get this check.
And let's get this check. But if you ain't supposed to pass it, don't try to pass it because it look good. Because you about to embarrass you and everybody else. Because if you gonna be me and you try to pass and you ain't supposed to pass, I'll be like, y'all don't do that.
What Andre 3000 say? Play your part.
Play your part.
That's all you gotta do is play your part.
Or my mother say, that ain't your line. That ain't your line.
That ain't your line.
Some of you comments saying, of course, together. Yes, Bree. That's exactly why I'm in the legal field. Yeah, she's in that. She said, stop marching and get inside of the position of power. Grand Rise, my brother Jeff. She said that Kanita said, excuse me. Oh, sis. She says, my issue with Black Lives Matter is what we are still killing. Is that we are still killing each other. I'm sorry. I'm with you. Skin folk don't mean kin folk. I like that. I'm gonna have to adopt it before you start saying it again. My sister also said slavery has put us in a jealous state. Wow. You mean
we are jealous of one another?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's something, and I hope that I can remember what we was talking about. Me and my girl, we was talking about the other day. She said that her and her granddad used to talk about segregation and desegregation. She said actually we were better in segregation then when we got to desegregation, that's where all hell just broke loose, because when it got to the point where the laws were broken and everything, where laws were made for us to be out of what we are, then we actually separated from each other. Versus being together when you got all those towns and cities, we was all working together.
Sure.
You know, but when we were segregated. But that's supposed to be quote unquote the bad times. You know, when we look at it nowadays, but back then it was like, no, we was good because we had our own city, we had our own money, we had our own grocery stores, we had everything in our own power.
Yes, there's a book that's written about that too, called about I can't think of the name of it, but it all stems in Oklahoma. We were doing so well, and I can't remember the book. And if you do, just put it in your chat, put it in the chat. But trust me, I've read this book from cover to cover twice. When I tell you the New York Stock Exchange, we built that a long time ago. We had our airports on hospitals, and when we got big, somebody somewhere was like, "Oh no, they're going to come off that,"
and that's why I said. That's why I said we are a powerful people. We have started over so many times and figured it out. And this is the premier time to really like put those things into action.
Yes.
You know, I just wish that people would. I do feel like we are jealous of each other because we over years we have. Maybe not so much in the last 10 years or so, but we have tried to compete with other races and try to fit in with other cultures and and the stereotypes that are out there that we think that they're more advanced or not more advanced, whatever. I just feel like that competition has kept us apart because we're constantly trying to one up everybody around us, even family.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it happens.
And then one fun fact that people don't know, y'all know over here off of 75, close to the downtown area, that was all black owned. They had their own hospitals, they had their own schools, everything. And if I remember when I read it at the African Museum at Fair Park, they used to flood that area back in the day.
Oh yeah,
there's bodies still buried under 75 over where they done put streets over and all that stuff down there where black people used to live at.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, look at Prairie View A&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is that. So let me get back. So if you just tuned in, earlier we was talking about why it's so hard to say goodbye. You know, we're saying goodbye to 2020, but you still with that same brother. I understand. So we talked about that. Now we're talking about, we're going into 2021. We want to talk about some of the relevant things that happened. And of course, let's deal with the elephant in the room, the pandemic. What is your reaction to that?
Oh man,
I'm over it.
Is it the pandemic or the plandemic?
Right. Fake news.
I'm sick of forgetting my mask and having to go back to the car and go get it.
Man,
can't breathe. Eyes, glasses fogging up. School in, school out, school's closing, school's open. I'm just over it.
I'm over it, but I learned it taught me to not take life for granted.
Oh, yeah.
Because until it honestly really affects someone that you really don't trip too hard about it if it hasn't hit your home. But it's hit people that I know, and I'm like, wow, here one day and gone the next. Literally healthy people or had a minor cold and gone up out of here. So it definitely taught you. If it didn't teach you anything, it definitely should have taught you to have a closer relationship with your Lord and Savior.
Absolutely.
If it didn't teach you anything else. But if it didn't, then keep on working on your relationship.
America.
Saints.
I'm glad.
Saints.
I ain't been stuck in the house with my body.
Families up. It also growing families together closer too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sure.
it has its pros and cons, but
I agree.
It's something that, because I talk to DJ Legends about this sometimes. It's this, I call it the exposure period. Because it exposed a lot of good things and a lot of bad things, like you were saying. And it exposed family ties. It exposed how the government really is, and it just exposes even stuff about your own self. Where
resiliency.
where you have resilience. Where you have to kind of like, hey, if my job laid me off because of this, I got to think of something else. I got to be more creative. So it actually brought out more creativity. For people to be more entrepreneurial. Versus like, man, okay, I got to leave this 9 to 5 alone because hey. It's COVID up there, and they just laid all of us off, and what I'm gonna do now?
That's what I was gonna say. Definitely creativity,
right?
Because I'm sure a lot of marriages were tested in this pandemic. When all of a sudden you do your 8 hours away, he do his 8 hours away. Now we working from home, and I got to see you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm sure what once used to be normal, now you gotta I gotta look at you all day.
See, I'm petty. Parents, you gotta parent your kids.
That's another one, like, for real. I mean, look. When you're dealing with the school district, you got these kids like, well, my kid ain't did that. No, you see they what they was doing all this time.
Now you calling me. I remember when you said, I'm just saying, you know your child. I can only do so much. I don't know what to do with them. I don't either.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
That's your seed.
I would say the pandemic for me, it has really showed me those who call themselves my friend, not really who you say you are.
Show you right.
I promise you in 2021, I'm going to show you what that is mean. But with that being said, so we're talking about the relevance of things. We're closing out the year. So in a minute, tell me what is your 180? What is your 180 in 2020? And give me one of your goals you're going to take in 2021.
One of my goals is to definitely find a balance between putting myself first and being more open to, I don't want to say be vulnerable, but to not so be
guarded.
There we go. To not so be guarded. So I have realized that I've been very much self-centered in a lot of ways. But that's one of those things that you have to just understand for yourself and just do a whole self-reflection. So that's one thing. And then also, like I say, just to have a balance of being more assertive and aggressive in the things that I really want and have been afraid to pursue, but then also not be so guarded to where I isolate myself from other people who may have been sent in my life for a reason.
Casey?
In 2020, I learned a lot about myself more than anything. And I learned I could be a little harsh sometimes. All 2020, I've been called mannish. Can you believe people think I'm mannish?
Speak.
Hold on.
Don't you do it.
Go ahead and put it in the check. You know what you just said? Yeah, that's okay. I promise y'all. So we are taking a trip to KC sometime in January or late February to map out where we're going to do it. And we are bringing a live show all the way to Kansas City. Thank you, Miss Kenyatta Rollins, for being the plug, for being the help. She has been very instrumental to this.
Yes,
so, shout out DJ Lee. Whatever. But no, she has been very instrumental into this. Some of the crew got to meet her when she came down. So just like y'all are excited, we are definitely excited.
Sure.
And she came back and told me all her family members who are listening to the show, Baltimore, California. So man, it's picking up. We need y'all help to get it worldwide. So go ahead, brother. I'm sorry, me interrupt.
No, what you done?
So what is your 180 for 2020? And give me one of your goals for 2021.
This is more of a reset, with all of this, pandemic things and everything that was going on. I call it like a reset because it just came all of a sudden. Things that I thought that were important, as far as, because I'm a basketball player and I love to play in basketball leagues, man, and I'm still missing it. We was playing 4 and 5 leagues a week.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So I mean, so it's like for it to hit, and it's like, wow, what else? Like I was really, you find out what all you was really giving your attention to, you know. So it kind of was a self-reflection of like, I was really giving my all attention to certain things and not really other things that I should be focused on.
Sure.
You know, as far as, you know, stacking paper, you know, building credit, you know, establishing some kind of legacy, you know, streams of income. So all of those things that I'm looking at as far as what I'm going to put in 2021.
Yeah. It definitely taught me how to balance life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's time for everything.
Right.
And it's scripture. So when I read that scripture, I was like, wow, it is a time for everything. So instead of just living, I was allowing life some time ago to live me. I said, now I'm going to live it. 2021, I really don't. I'll make New Year's resolutions. Like my number one is always every year lose weight. Y'all see I still look like this.
New Year's lies. Don't make no New Year's lies.
So I'm just looking forward to 2021. Just healthier relationships. If they're not good for you, it's okay. It's okay to walk away. If they're good for you, treasure it. Let them stay in your life. Again, they're not good. Adios. And be okay with being able to walk away knowing your decision was good. And that's regarding job, family, friends. If you need to sever the ties, no more being in anything toxic for 2021.
Absolutely.
It's not worth it.
Caesar Leo?
Wow. 2020 was pretty crazy for me.
Ugh.
The first part was good, but the ending part was pretty crazy. But for me, God has blessed me in so many ways and got me out of that situation. And my bad, yeah.
It's
Cool,
okay.
bro. Take your time. We know.
It's hard. You put so much into people,
Sure.
and then turn around and hurt you.
Mm.
You know? I'm just glad I'm out of it. I'm moving. God is, again, blessed me in so many ways. We got this show. I'm working with my brother. I got my other brother on now. And I'm good.
This is one thing that I've learned is sometimes we hold on to things that God really is. It can be so cliche, but sometimes we do hold on to things that I promise God is just trying to tear us away from because He knows it's absolutely toxic. So look at you now versus what you were then. If you can take a reflection of the now Charles apart from the then Charles together. When you know you're not supposed to be in something, you'll see God start moving just like that, and it's always in your favor. So I will tell anybody, don't get caught up in what he took from me. He took from me. This was hard. I know sometimes you're human and you go through that, but when you start seeing on the other side of what God started doing,
Your gains.
roll with that. Absolutely.
Your gains.
Because God
Like
will
that.
reveal Himself consistently all the time. He will start dropping things in your lap that you like, I didn't even see this coming. I'm telling you, Texas for me, one of the easiest transitions I've ever had in life. And God's been just moving stuff I ain't looking for, stuff I'm not asking for. Here it comes. So I understand it hurt, but it was for a reason, and it grew you up. You know Charles better now than you did then. So
Exactly.
I appreciate your vulnerability all the time. It doesn't. So understand, for me, it does not weaken you at all. It never will. Be that way always. That's a good trait. A lot of men aren't like that. So kudos to you.
And for all y'all out there, whatever you done went through, whatever you have gone through in 2020, like as I told my brother when all this expired, understand something. You're not damaged goods. Don't
Sure.
act like you damaged goods.
Absolutely.
I lost 2 years ago, but it has made me such a better person. Now, I'm not quick. I'm slow to very angry now. I'm very unirrational, and I'm not always talking in my emotions. I don't allow you to, as my mother would put it, yank the chain and get a reaction, because you're just not worth it. I got other stuff going on. I can't worry about if there is 200 people in the room and one person feels some other way. then let's discuss it. But at the end of the day, I got 200 people to be worried about. I'm like Kobe and Shaq. Let's get these rings.
Period.
I don't care what you do in Denver with the white girl. That's your personal business. I don't care. But when you come here, I need to get these rings. And like as I stated to the cast before in one of our production meetings, I totally believe. I want you to always believe this because I was very skeptical at the time, but now I believe it. Anytime you're doing something positive and the devil start moving, don't quit. He's letting you know you're doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate all the devils in my life. All those who hear me and the words of my brother, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. But keep moving. Keep moving. And yes, you know, this is a 8th grade friendship and we've always been friends, been through whatever. But yeah, I mean, it brought us back together. So just like he say thank you, I say thank you. Mm-hmm. But at this point, anybody, whatever you went through in 22, learn from it. Quit taking the lap. You know, somebody told me a valuable lesson, Slim Thick. She gave me this thing that says, you know, when they talk about how I may get it wrong, so help me out, KC. When they went around that same tree for so many times, I want y'all to think of 2020 and ask yourself in 2021, are you tired of taking the laps? Mm-hmm. Are you tired of taking the laps? Have you got the lesson? Because if you didn't, you're going to run that same trail in 2021. So ask yourself if you got the lesson. And I believe this is why this all started, because these people in this room have gotten the lesson. And what we want to do is share it with you. Not as KC say, this is not Bibleology. We're not trying to tell you what to do. We're trying to give you some practical ways to maybe start a conversation where you are. Because maybe you don't know how to do it. Sure. You know, this Friday, you know, my brother know, we have open conversation. Shout out to all my kinfolk. My cousin Kenil coming out with her podcast. What's happening? But we have open conversation. I think that is good. My grandfather always taught, don't ever walk around with your hand closed. Because sometimes the blessing you get ain't for you, so you got to pass it on somebody else. So, as we get out of here, because, you know, we doing better by getting out on time. You know what I'm talking about? So, you know how we do it. The last word, Dr. B.
Oh,
for
man.
2020, what is the last word?
Love your loved ones. Because like she say, you know, one day they're here, the next day they're gone. You know, I've just recently lost a loved one of my favorite loved ones on the 23rd. And it doesn't feel good, you know. Sure. And so you just have to make sure that you embrace those moments together. I posted something on Facebook. I don't remember what movie it was I watched. It was something recently, but it says that life is too short to waste time on things that you don't absolutely love. So with all the turmoil and losses of 2020, it's time to really shape up and do those things that you have felt like you've had to put off because you may not get to do that. Sure. Whether it's, you know, relationships, loving your children, going to school, starting a business, whatever it may be, just do it. And that's all I have.
KC?
Trust yourself. Yourself know that you're not lying. That gut, whether it's favorable for you or not, trust yourself. Love yourself. Understand there's a healthy version of selfishness. Think about you sometime. Like Bree said, love on those that are around you. Embrace. And just keep pushing forward. We don't know when COVID is going to get up out of here. Hopefully it is soon, but if not, live life to the fullest. Increase your relationships, especially if you don't have one with the Lord, because I'm a believer.
Amen.
Increase that relationship if you don't increase nothing else. And just keep pushing forward.
So first let me say to my dude, Mr. Wayland, I appreciate you, my brother, for stepping up and stepping out. Man, you have been you're going to be a great asset to the show. I definitely appreciate it. I humbly thank you, because I know this is not easy to put your business out here for everybody to see. So for you to step up to the plate, man, It is we thank you, and I say that on behalf of everybody. We thank you, my brother.
I thank you for this opportunity, man. Seriously.
Of course.
You took the punches from the lace. I like that.
Now, we welcome my brother to the show. He is the new cast member of the full 180 Convo. So you will see him all the time, not just some of the time. However, what I will say before you say something, I can't. So y'all that's watching on the camera, if you see that blank spot, I'm sorry. I can't put these two light skin together. I just thought about that. Too many. That's a whole bright spot right there.
Team light skin.
That yellow.
Team light skin. We're in the building.
We got it.
Go your pop line.
Pretty legend. Last word, my baby. Last word, brother.
You know, I'm gonna try not to get on my pulpit on this one because this is something that I'm actually gonna do a live on this since we got 2-3 more days on in the year. But one thing that's something that God gave me a while back. He said, one thing that everybody pray for in 2019, 2020 is supposed to represent a perfect vision. Mm-hmm. So my charge to people is like, well, what are you going to do with what you've seen?
Sure.
What are you going to do with what you've seen? Because, you've been praying like, man, God, this is 2020. I believe in this perfect vision. But okay, I've shown you what you needed to see. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to do with what you've seen? I've shown you your relationship that was messed up. What are you going to do with it?
That's good.
I've shown you on your job, that you need to leave with that. So what are you going to do with it?
Yes, sir.
I've shown you now.
Look. Come on. Case, give it to me. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Will there one?
This time.
Now open. The first lady.
That's it. Stop. Listen.
But yeah, that's honestly, though. The biggest thing is, what are you going to do with what you've seen? And then when you see it and you know it and you realize it, are you going to change it for the better yourself?
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
Because it may not look like what you wanted it to look like.
Yeah, that don't mean
And the thing is, he might have shown you yourself.
Listen.
In 2020, he showed you other people. He showed you like all of this madness that's been going on with all this injustice. What are you gonna do? He showed you all of this, everything with Black Lives Matter. What you gonna do? Black on black crime, everything that is still going on. What you gonna do about it? What you say?
What's your cash app? I'm about to bless you. You can get an offering.
We're gonna pass the offering. So with that being said, next year we will have a way for you to donate, or if you want to contribute to what we do monetarily next year. Man, I tell you, we got so many big things coming. Ooh, I can't wait. Cesar Leo.
Man, last word. So this has been a good year still. 2021 is gonna be a great year. We're just gonna keep it pushing, keep praying. Like I said, keep God first. Like TV say, like Pastor Reggie Williams say.
That's his name, Pastor Reggie. That's what we That's what we putting on there on the monitor.
Absolutely, the good bishop.
Just live, everybody. Just live. You know what I'm saying? Life is too short. Just live.
Sure.
This COVID stuff gonna pass. It's nothing but the other stuff, man. Mm-hmm. It's all what's gonna do.
But be safe.
And be safe. Wash your hands.
Wash your
Hand sanitizer. Please.
20 seconds.
Otherwise, keep God first. Good night.
Yeah, that's the Russell Simmons of the group, man. Look. Look, man, we had a good time in 2020. First, I want to thank none other than Mr. Malik, CEO of the Mo Music, Mo Radio, man, for allowing us to do what we do. Man, brother, I appreciate you totally, fully for this good opportunity. You could have gave it to anybody else, but you heard about me. You got a chance to see what I do, and you trusted me with what you do. So that means a lot for me, a lot to me. So I want to publicly say thank you. I want to say thank you for these individuals who sit out here Mondays and Wednesdays from 9 to 10 and give you what they got. They're telling you all their past history, digging up old bones just to help you in whatever that you're going. And I'm telling you, this is not easy to do because, you're bringing up past situations, past things. You're talking about people in your life And, you know, they might not want their laundry out there, but we choose to be able to show you our dirty laundry and show you our clean. Show you how we put it in the washer and it went 180 and it turned around and now you see the finished product. I do want to leave this comment that I got, and I appreciate Dr. B. A woman becomes a reflection, a woman or a man becomes a reflection of how you treat her. If you don't like how she's acting, look at how you are treating her. Shout out to my boy Ricky Burrell Jr. He's my church member. That was deep. I thought that was very deep. It made me think about some of my past, and maybe you acted a certain way because I treated you a certain way. So if I did, I'll publicly say right now, I apologize to all those who I may have mistreated. Maybe we didn't see eye to eye. You can tag me, call me. We can have a conversation. I'm cool with it. But, you know, that kind of touched me a little bit. But other than that, look, man, this is how we get down. From 9 to 10, Monday and Wednesday, the full 180 Convo right here with the family. Dr. B, Casey Estelle, my man, Pastor Pretty Reggie, and of course, L Boogie, the I gotta go pee or I plead the fifth. In these streets, my big brother, love him to life, DJ Legend. I am DJ TRKKY, Bum Radio, man. We'll be back at it Thursday, Throwback Thursday, and Feel Good Friday. And catch us January the 4th. We starting the whole year. We keeping you upside the head. Because it's a new year, new you. So you say you ready to love. Let's find out if you really ready. You know, go ahead.
So I have something to add as well, because I know you thank us quite a bit, and I'm sure I can speak for all of us, where we thank you as well for all the things that you do behind the scenes that nobody knows you're doing to get prepared for the show. So we appreciate you too as well, Gregory.
Having a meet in the middle.
Man, look,
mediating.
I'm telling you, when I do this, I'm just doing what I feel like I'm charged to.
Sure.
I'm just sharing all the things that I've been through, the hurt, the bad, the ugly, the good. I'm doing everything my grandfather told me to. He said, you teach people why you here. So when you get to God, when you get to heaven, he ain't got to ask you why you can tell him that. So this is my thing, man. This is my thing. This is why I do what I do. And plus, that's why I put these people around me. So, for everyone here, Mr. Irrational Thinker, man, Legend, Dr. B, KC, my man, Pastor Pretty Reggie, of course, L Boogie, we wish you a great new year.
Yes.
And whatever you doing, we going to catch you in January the 4th. Bust you across your head. Because we going to find out, are you really ready to love? we going to find out. Have you put yourself in that position? What have you did to prepare yourself for 2021? You know how I do it. Before I leave, I live by two mantras. Faith and fear cannot dwell in the same place. And forever, while you on this side, always learn to love, live, laugh. Until next time, Monday, January the 4th, we live. Full 180, Convo, the cast be in the building. We got hot shows coming to you. Stay locked, be safe, and we'll see you on the other side. Caesar Leo, let's go.
Say goodbye to what we had. The good time that made us laugh, I'll wait them back. I thought we get to see forever, but forever's gone by. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Yesterday we used to rock the show. I laced the track, you locked the flow. So far from hanging on the block for dough. Notorious, they got to know that life ain't always what it seemed to be. Words can express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we still a team. through your family, I'll fulfill your dreams. In the future, can't wait to see if you open up the gates for me. Reminisce sometime. The night they took my friend. Try to black it out, but it plays again. When it's real feelings hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half a breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you. Thinking of the day when you went away. What a life to take, what a bond to break. I'll be missing you.
It's kinda hard with you not around. Know you in heaven smiling down, watching us while we pray for you. Every day we pray for you, till the day we meet again. In my heart's where I keep you, friend. Memories give me the strength I need to proceed, strength I need to believe. My thoughts big, I just can't define. Wish I could turn back the hands of time. Us in six, shop for new clothes and kicks. You and me taking flicks, making hits, stages they receive you on. Still can't believe you're gone. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you still living your life after that.
Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you. Thinking of the day when you went away. What a life to take, what a bond to break. I'll be missing you.
Tune in to the Full 180 each and every Monday and Wednesday from 9 until 10 p.m. as we discuss the hard topics that we face as individuals and in relationships from a transparent and practical perspective. Join the conversation with the irrational speaker, L Boogie, Dr. B, Casey Estelle, and you can't forget DJ Tricky and DJ Legends. Each and every Monday and Wednesday from 9 until 10 p.m. on all social media platforms and right here on Mo Music, Mo Radio.